Well, it is match week 8 in the UEFA Champions League group stage action here at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium in Naples for what is a massive clash for Chelsea here. We simply must win if we are to avoid the playoffs. It would be really hectic for Chelsea to have a two-legged tie in the Champions League playoffs to advance to the round of 16, which is why tonight is so important for us to get all 3 points and book that spot. Goal difference separating 6th to 13th. That's how tight things are in the Champions League group stages. There was a lot of criticism as to why so important for this format. Might have come under a bit of criticism as to maybe it may not grasp the viewers, but look at this now. So much is at stake, and with Antonio Conte playing against his former club, there will be a little bit of bad blood. Despite of how well Conte has spoken about Chelsea in the past, he will never forget not being backed one after winning the league and then being sacked after winning the FA Cup for Chelsea. New ownership, yes, of course, but Antonio Conte is a man that never forgets. Well, interesting team news for Chelsea in terms of the back line. Well, 3 out of the 4 expected with Reece James, Malo Gusto, even Marc Cucurella and Fofana, but that balance in the back four does worry me a little bit because of how Wesley Fofana struggles to bring out the ball in the back. So that means that just might be a traditional back four with us, with Estevao down the right-hand side, Enzo Fernandez as the number 10, and on the left-hand side, Pedro Neto with our midfield pivot of Caicedo and Andres Santos. And of course, up front, João Pedro has been absolutely excellent for us since joining from Brighton for 50 million quid. As for Napoli, they're going with a strong lineup themselves with whatever's that available for Antonio Conte. He will play with that back three of Bonjonos, Di Lorenzo, and Jesus, Oliveira, McTominay, Lobotka, and Spinazzola as that midfield four with the 2 wing backs, Elmas and Vergara as the 2 number 10s, and Rasmus Højlund, of course, playing as the centre forward. What's up, Manny? Big game. Big game today. Of course, always got to wear the Chelsea blue on a big night like this. Well, the 2 skippers today, the 2 right backs for Chelsea and, of course, for Napoli, Di Lorenzo and Reece James. It will be a different position for Reece James, who is possibly going to be playing as centre-back today. That is the only question as to why he's in a flat-back 4 as one of the 2 centre-halves. Malo Gusto down the right-hand side, absolutely fine. Marc Cucurella comes back into the left. Andres Santos and Moises Caicedo as the midfield pivot. Neto, Enzo and Estevao Willian as our front trio going to be supplying to João Pedro. What's up, David? Welcome to the stream for the first time. Hope you guys had a fun night. It was a shame that I couldn't make it, but man, I'm so sick. But duty calls today. Big game, big fields. Got to get the 3 points today. That man right there does scare me a lot. Scott McTominay, what a time he has had since joining the Italian club, winning the Serie A and the Player of the Year, and what they call man, you guys are throwing me off my game. What's up, Gopu? I didn't expect you to be here as well. Champions League night, I understand the gravity of the situation. But yes, of course, it is massive scenes here. João Pedro, fantastic goal against Crystal Palace at the weekend. Estevao Willian, of course, opened the scoring for us. The true Brazilians, we need the true Brazilians to ball out and play as we're off and running at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Kickoff is off. Well, Chelsea will have to combat the early pressure that Napoli will apply on us. Romelu Lukaku is on the bench. Whether or not he's okay enough to put in a bit of time there. Manny, you're not letting me focus as the ball has been let short. And Rasmus Højlund almost left it short there for Rob Sanchez to try and throw in. Why is Gopu fighting with you? I think Di Lorenzo with a heavy fall there. Might have had an awkward landing. Yep, João Pedro has every right to challenge for it. Eyes on the ball. Di Lorenzo comes off the worst, but should be okay to continue. Chelsea looking to put the pressure on. The midfield pairing of Napoli is going to be very, very interesting as to how they're going to combat the Chelsea midfield pairing of Andre Santos and Moises Caicedo. Stanislav Lobotka and Scott McTominay provide great balance. McTominay will keep making those runs from deep, and that's something that Reece James and Wesley Fofana have to keep a close eye on. Liam Rosinia, this is his biggest game in the massive stage that is the Champions League here. That win against Paphos was the most unconvincing 90 minutes you will ever see. Chelsea somehow coming away with 3 points against the Cypriot side. Well, today is one of those games where you don't really care about the performance. All that matters is the 3 points, as Di Lorenzo's okay to continue. It's a sore one for him as we look at Napoli's depleted bench. Quite a lot of injuries and suspension that Antonio Conte will have to contend with. But the 11 he's put out, more than capable of pulling out a result. As for Chelsea, a lot of defenders on the bench. Liam Delap, Garnacho, Jamie Gittins, and of course Cole Palmer, all available for Liam Rosinia. Here's Alex Meret. Immediately goes long. Hoyland battles against Reece James. Yep, Reece James very much part of the flat back four. Decent flick on here. Napoli seem to be winning everything until Moises Caicedo steps in brilliantly. And now Malo Gusto. And he's been suffering with a bit of a knock, but good to see Malo back in. Does give us so much down that right-hand side as a traditional right back. Under Enzo Maresca, started playing a lot more in terms of that inverted role. But now under Liam Rosinia, he'll be more at home in his familiar right back position. Here's the Italian goalkeeper, Meret. Back three of Jesus, Spinazzola and Buongiorno. Lobotka caught in a cul-de-sac here, is forced to go back. Joao Pedro, as always, pressing relentlessly. So is Estevao. Napoli play out nicely here. Buongiorno takes the scenic route around Estevao, but Estevao applies the pressure. Good work this from Chelsea. Have to make sure that Napoli don't settle in. The fans absolutely rapturous here at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Caicedo pressing high up the pitch and win the ball back, but that's what Andre Santos in this side allows Moises Caicedo to put the pressure higher up the pitch, try and win the ball back. He's got an excellent pass on him as well. Limited as a number 6, but such is the quality of the man as Rasmus Højlund clearly fouls Wesley Fofana. Højlund, who had a torrid time at Manchester United, now finding his home with the Serie A champions. Malo Gusto. And very interested to see how Reece James performs as one of the centre halves today. Joao Pedro, as always. Oh, come on, that's a foul, ref. It's right in front of you. Joao Pedro's not going to get it, but he's such a willing runner. Always runs the channel, keeps the centre halves occupied. Pedro Neto down the left-hand side. I much prefer Pedro Neto down the left rather than on the right. Estevao down the right makes me so much secure there as Rasmus Højlund slips away from Wesley Fofana down the right-hand side, but Reece James has got the pace and the composure. Nicely done there by Reece as Pedro Neto finds Marc Cucurella. Oh, and Pedro Neto's burst forward here. He'll continue his run down the left-hand side. Pedro Neto waiting for options. Squares up Jesus. That's a terrible pass. Oh, my word. And he's the cheek to complain as well. Fix up, Pedro Neto. That was absolutely terrible. But great burst down the left-hand side. Needed a bit more quality there from the Portuguese. 5 minutes on the clock. 0-0 the scoreline here at Naples as Stanislav Lobotka tries to venture forward. Buongiorno did suffer a bit of time on the sidelines, but Antonio Conte will be delighted that his main centre half is back. Scott McTominay burst past Enzo Fernandez with ease, and it's a free kick for Napoli. The danger man for Napoli did win the Player of the Season last season for that breakthrough campaign that he had. Caught everybody by surprise. And Napoli looking to play out, but Chelsea applying the pressure. Very little space there. Chelsea trying to just condense the pitch as much as possible, forcing Napoli to play long. Here's Enzo. Finds Andre Santos. And Andre Santos, since he's worked under Liam Rossinier at Strasbourg, coach will know exactly what he's all about as Chelsea look to play out the back. It's a bit untidy, but Reece James once again shows great composure. Here's Moises Caicedo. Wesley Fofana down the left-hand side again. That's why the centre-half pairing doesn't make too much sense for me in terms of balance, because Wesley Fofana, for all his excellent abilities, isn't the most adept at progressing the ball. Finds Caicedo. Oh, it's a real mess there. Chelsea really struggling as Rob Sanchez nearly hits that at McTominay, who gets that on target, and that was probably 1-0. Chelsea gets so lucky, but we are so untidy on the ball. Again, Rob Sanchez just hammers that against the face of Scott McTominay. And if that's on target, it's 1-0 to Napoli. Nearly the nightmare start that Chelsea were trying to avoid here. McTominay gets a whack in the face. Again, our build-up or our playing out the back, very sloppy in the early stages. Hasn't looked convincing so far. Caicedo slipped and he just plays the pass blind to Sanchez. Doesn't have time. He just has to whack that in. And McTominay gets absolutely clattered there with the ball. They're going to have to check whether or not all the concussion protocols are being met. McTominay is still on the ground as the Napoli staff, medical staff really, making sure that they take their time with one of their key players. Great aerial shot there of the Maradona Stadium as McTominay is still on the ground here. Concern possibly for Antonio Conte. It was absolutely out of nothing here, and McTominay is that willing runner. He will chase down lost causes. That will surely ring his bell. Conte, the last thing he'll want is another injury, another player unavailable for him. Antonio Conte, of course, that 2016-2017 season for Chelsea is something that I'll never forget. They took us to such heights. And you thought that Conte is going to build that dynasty at Chelsea, really, but that was short-lived. The next season was one of the most painful in recent memories in terms of the highs to the absolute lows, in terms of the turgid football. Conte being moody at times, not happy with the summer window that we had. And rightfully so. I mean, heard that Conte said that he wanted Lukaku, Van Dijk. Instead he got Alvaro Morata and Antonio Rudiger. Rudiger, of course, was excellent for us. You almost think that if Chelsea did manage to get Virgil van Dijk after the title-winning season, how Chelsea's campaign and future seasons would have shaped up here. Well, McTominay is back. Here's Andre Santos. Chelsea looking to be patient. Napoli will be very stingy in terms of chances allowed. So Chelsea will have to be very creative, trying to break down the low block. Again, Chelsea's build-up looking very shaky. It's something that was a bit skeptical, but Enzo Fernandez pinched the ball here. Chelsea have an attack forward. Enzo surveying his options, finds Estevao, who's in the half space with Malo Gusto overlapping. Here's Malo Gusto now. Finds Reece James. Patient this from Chelsea. Estevao Willian starting to get a lot more starts under Liam Rossinier. Something that Enzo Maresca did very well is in terms of managing Estevao's minutes. Didn't throw him in the deep end, considering how much football the teenager played for Palmeiras the season before. And the Premier League, of course, is a different beast in terms of intensity and pace. He settled in nicely. His second Premier League goal was a very important one. His first was that late winner against Liverpool at the Bridge. Here's Joao Pedro. And drops in those pockets, makes it very difficult for the Napoli centre-halves to pull him. That's a clever pass to Estevao down the right-hand side. Looks to whip the ball in. Blocked by Jesus. It's a corner for Chelsea. 10 minutes on the clock. First set-piece opportunity for the Blues. Estevao takes it short. Napoli caught napping here. Malo Gusto clips it in towards the dangerous area. The header is on target by Andre Santos, but Alex Merritt with a comfortable gather. It was on target. Great leap there by the Brazilian. It was a easy catch for the Italian goalkeeper. Every time Estevao Willian has the ball, you just feel like something is bound to happen, such as the electricity he provides on the pitch. Hoyland with a heavy touch, but somehow keeps the ball. Strong challenge there by Caicedo, but it's a foul according to the referee. Going through the back of Scott McTominay. McTominay will still have his ears ringing, that's for sure. There's McTominay now, goes through the switch. What a pass that is onto the right-hand side. Brilliant play, and Cucurella does very well. Napoli win the ball back. Here's Elmas, rides a couple of challenges. Can't go through Andre Santos. Needs to take the long route around. Cross comes into the box. Cucurella defends well. Throw in for Napoli. Well, all 18 games kicking off at the same time. So the table will keep chopping and changing over the course of 90 minutes, that's for sure. Chelsea, with a win here today, should take us into the top 8 and avoid the playoffs. Here's Oliveira. Decent pass. And heavy touch there, and Caicedo's very strong as usual. Finds Reece James now. Buongiorno of all people helping out in the forward areas. Again, great pressure here from Napoli, not allowing Chelsea any time on the ball as Hoyland does very well, nearly plays the 1-2. Chelsea managed to clear their lines. What a touch that is from João Pedro. My word, brilliant pass as well. And now it's Estevao Willian. He's got his Brazilian compatriot down the right-hand side. Here's João Pedro waiting for a bit of support. Chops on his left foot. Feeds it to Malo Gusto. Gusto looking to cross the ball in. Whips it in. It's cleared away comfortably. Chelsea applying the pressure here. Here's Moises Caicedo. Good start here from Chelsea. On the front foot. Not allowing Napoli to dictate the tempo of the match. Pedro Neto. He'll have a crucial role as that left winger today, and tracking back. Making sure that Napoli don't get the overloads down that right hand side. Andre Santos has to be careful there with those quick passes. Estevao, João Pedro. João Pedro loses out. Moises Caicedo's battling, and that's another foul. Moy has to be careful. That's his second foul on Scott McTominay in quick succession. And that is not a foul. Come on, ref. He's got his studs on the ball. It's around Scott McTominay, but since the ref can't see through him, gives that as a foul. Spinazzola. Here's Scott McTominay. Lobotka. McTominay again. Fluid from Napoli. Tries to feed that down the right-hand side. Surely a foul there. Rasmus Højlund. A little too eager to get past Wesley Fofana. It's a free kick for Chelsea. Into the 15th minute. Going to have a side eye on the rest of the Champions League games. Well, their goals already along Europe. Barcelona 1-0 down to Copenhagen. What the hell is happening there at Barcelona? Saw them against Slavia Praha make real heavy waters of what should have been a comfortable game. 1-1 at the Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Kairat Almaty. That is another scoreline you did not expect. Estevao does very well. He looks to play the 1-2 here. That surely is a foul. I mean, João Pedro is getting the rough treatment by the Napoli defenders. And João Pedro's link-up is very good. Clear foul there from midfield. A free kick. And the usual suspects behind it. There should be Reece James territory. Remember the game at St. James's Park where Chelsea were 2-0 down at half-time. Both were that Nick Woltemade brace. Chelsea needed a moment of magic, a moment of inspiration to draw a goal back, and it was the skipper who scored from similar distance. Needs something special from skipper James again here. Can he find the corner? Estevan Willian is expressing a bit of interest here, so is Enzo Fernandez. Don't see Enzo taking this free kick, although did score that absolute cracker against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. That was 2 seasons ago, but the only Enzo Fernandez free kick. But this is surely Reece James territory here. Played it short. Reece James takes a shot. They're asking for handball and they're appealing profusely. If this is a handball, it's going to be a pen. The pen's given. Can you believe it? Buongiorno of all people walks away and Chelsea have a penalty. 17th minute. Reece James takes it. It's Jesus who gets his hand to it. Oh, that is a tough decision really. He's tried to withdraw his arm. The referee is looking right at it. It has struck the arm of Juan Jesus. This is a tricky pen, but Chelsea will take it absolutely. Jesus will pick up the yellow card and he's signaling to Estevao that what am I supposed to do here? Where's my arm supposed to go? That is a really harsh decision. Antonio Conte will feel hard done by here, and it's a penalty for Chelsea. We saw this against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park as well, as JD Canvo got a handball against him. That was really harsh. But it was an accidental handball which stopped João Pedro from scoring. That was harsh. This seems a lot more harsher. But it's Enzo Fernandez who's been very good from the spot. I don't want to jinx it with my heart pounding out of my chest. Enzo needs to score this one to give us a crucial lead here. Big deep breath from Enzo Fernandez as he's up against Alex Meret. Last time he went down his right. Does he go the same way this time? Massive moment in this match as Enzo Fernandez sizes up Alex Meret from 12 yards out. It's Enzo Fernandez! Brilliant! Into the bottom corner. Meret guesses the right way, but Chelsea have the lead at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. It's a fortuitous penalty, but we'll absolutely take it. Enzo Fernandez from the spot gives Chelsea the lead. Well, it's a tough one to take for Napoli, but that's the way it rolls, unfortunately. Antonio Conte will be absolutely fuming with that decision, but his side needing a win to enter the playoffs. They've had a nightmare time in the Champions League. Just the 2 wins out of the 7 league games. Enzo Fernandez from the spot is becoming a whole lot more dependable. I think he's just missed the 1 pen for us, which was away to West Ham. That was again 2 seasons ago. Since then, Fernandez from the spot, spotless. Enzo Fernandez pays tribute to the ground as his fellow countryman. Fernandez with his 2nd Champions League goal as Romelu Lukaku watches along. And now Chelsea can settle now. Just start to be a little bit more relaxed in possession. That 2nd goal is absolutely needed though. Napoli down the right hand side, well defended, falls at the edge of the area here. It's Oliveira, ball into the box, brilliant from Sanchez, full stretch, and he gets a crucial arm and he gets it away from the danger area. Malo Gusto, the culpable man on that occasion. And Napoli will be looking to hit back as swiftly as possible on Jesus. Has to find the ball forward. Reece James is strong, and of course his composure very good as Elmas puts the pressure. Sanchez clears. João Pedro, my word, that first touch is ridiculous, and he looks to play that first time pass on his left foot. But some of João Pedro's touches absolutely Brazilian, isn't it? Where he just plucks it down from the sky. Here's Buongiorno, finds Oliveira, and now McTominay. Here's Spinazzola onto the right hand side. Again, it's a clip ball into the channel. Rasmus Højlund up against Wesley Fofana. Fofana does very well. Calmly done by the Frenchman. Surely a foul on Cucurella. Referee does seem that as a foul. Here's Malo Gusto to Andre Santos. Chelsea being very deliberate with their possession. Just trying to knock it around. Here's Estevão Willian in his own half. João Pedro trying to turn away. That is risky from the two Brazilians. Here's Elmas down the left-hand side. He's up against Rees. Elmas waits for a bit of support. Here's Lobotka from distance. Thought about the shot. Chelsea closed down the spaces nicely. Down the right-hand side now. Napoli looking for that quick equalizer here. Ball into the box here. Looks for the cutback. Brilliant from Fofana and Rob Sanchez. Nobody really making that near post run. Di Lorenzo has every right to question as to why nobody's making that front post run. That is actually pretty poor from Højlund. He's never going to really receive the ball, is he? He's trying to get in between the two centre halves and the goalkeeper. That near post run was there for the taking. Corner for Napoli though, as they look to hit back. Scott McTominay will be the obvious danger. Here's Lobotka. Again, they play the 1-2 very easily. Ball into the box, headed away by Enzo Fernandez. Chelsea need to defend that much better. Not happy with the way that Napoli are getting such easy progress into the Chelsea box. Oh, there's a chance here, surely. Oh, well defended from Chelsea. It's Oliveira. What a block by Rees. Napoli keep it alive though. Chelsea's defending all at sea and somehow Sanchez gathers. Oof, that was very, very risky. Chelsea get away with murder there. Our defending has to be better. Down that right-hand side for Napoli. All the encouragement that they need. Liverpool are 2-0 up against Karabakh and Arsenal have the lead against Kairat Almaty. So the Premier League clubs, so far so good from their point of view, with even Manchester City with that 1-0 lead against Galatasaray at home. Newcastle are playing PSG. It's not going to be easy for them. Spurs should be able to qualify. .23 minutes on the clock. 1-0. And Sanchez surveys his options. Again, nice pass to João Pedro. Certainly a foul there by Jesus. João Pedro's made everything stick. The long balls played for him. Such a great outlet for us that João Pedro is. He's not just one who can hold up, but his link-up play as well. Especially trying to build up that understanding with Enzo Fernandez and Estevão Willian. Really was a smart acquisition from Chelsea. Antonio Conte is absolutely raging at the fourth official. It's going to be a long evening for the fourth official with Conte and his ear. And Chelsea's progression has been slightly turgid here as Enzo Fernandez tries to turn around. Again, that's Di Lorenzo. Might have been a foul there, but the referee has given nothing in terms of that. But we can't really complain about the ref after he was generous enough to give us the pen. There's Alessandro Buongiorno. Looks to go long, but it's comfortably to Sanchez. Well, as it stands, Chelsea will remain in 8th. As it stands, we're in 6th. How about that? Well, as I said before, the table will keep chopping and changing throughout the 90 minutes. That's for sure. All we can do is win our game. It's as simple as that. And that might be a foul there by Estevão. It is on Buongiorno. It's a free kick. Napoli down the right-hand side have gotten a little bit of joy. We need Pedro Neto and Marc Cucurella to lock up that left-hand side for us. Lovely turn there by Lobotka as he drops the shoulder. Hoyland tries to wrestle for Fana, but the ball's played forward down the right-hand side. Again, Napoli have got runners. They've got plenty of runners. Another ball into the box. It's brilliant from Reese again. Corner for Napoli, but the number of blue and white shirts flooding the box on that attack. Nearly getting the reward there. Nice cross in, but Reese tightly marking Rasmus Hoyland. Vergara's ball in was well defended so far. Reese as that centre-back has looked flawless. One of my friends was a bit worried about Reece James as centre-back, but as I told him, even if Reece plays as goalkeeper, I expect him to be spotless and be our best player. Sanchez with a brilliant high claim, and now Pedro Neto down the right-hand side leads the Chelsea counter-attack. Neto checks his run. That's a poor decision there from Neto. But Chelsea keep the ball. Here's Caicedo to Andre Santos. Again, something that I've noticed with Liam Rossignol is how close he wants in terms of distances his two pivot players. As Reece James looks to find Pedro Neto. Brilliant from Pedro Neto. He gets there forward. Oh, he tries to just lift that over. And João Pedro with the bicycle nearly turns into an outrageous assist by accident to Pedro Neto. Chelsea on the counter-attack, showcasing the pace. Lovely ball by Reece James into the channel. Pedro Neto's got the pace and he's roasted Oliveira there. Brilliant save by Meret. João Pedro tries the audacious. Nearly pays off. Was nowhere near the target, but that had somehow hit Pedro Neto. We're looking at 2-0 to Chelsea. And Rasmus Hoyland does very well. He leaves Wesley Fofana on the ground. Now it's Napoli on the left-hand side. Here's Oliveira. Decent pass onto the left-hand side. And Elmas just checks his run. Here's Buongiorno, who's been quite further forward. Here's the Macedonian. Elmas waits for options. Oliveira clip ball into the box. Good header there by Wesley Fofana making amends. Oh, that's a high boot possibly. The ref waves play on here. Napoli's attack. Sanchez with the save. And it's a corner for Napoli. It's the skipper Di Lorenzo who finds himself on the left-hand side. Chelsea are living on the edge here. Good save there by Rob Sanchez. Napoli are coming closer and closer here. Corner for Napoli. Chelsea's defending can improve a whole lot more. Corner comes in. He's got good height on it. The header is comfortably in the hands of Rob Sanchez. And a quick release as well as Chelsea trying to mount a bit of an attack. It's been a bit pedestrian from Chelsea in terms of the creativity that we're lacking here. Enzo Fernandez is dropping deep. Here's Reese. As I mentioned before, it was a curious decision with the likes of Chalobah, Achimpong, Badia Shield all on the bench. He went with the centre-back pairing of Fofana and Reece James. What is that pass from Cucurella? Oh my word, it's suicidal, but Andre Santos bails us out. João Pedro again, brilliant. That's a lovely pass by Andre Santos. Cucurella finds Enzo Fernandez. Enzo does very well to find Estevao William down the right-hand side. Chelsea building this attack. Estevao looks for the audacious pass. Brilliant defending. And Meret gathers. Estevao, great vision from him, spotting it. The late run made by Pedro Neto down the left-hand side. And the Napoli skipper, Di Lorenzo. That was nowhere near being a high boot. Moises Caicedo just pulled out of the challenge surprisingly. The 30 minutes on the clock. 1-0 to Chelsea in Naples. Just the kind of result that we needed here. As it stands, we are 6th on the table, which is just about perfect. 8 will do, but 6 is even better. Arsenal will remain top, Bayern Munich in 2nd. From there on, things will remain fluid. Liverpool were 2-0 up the last time I checked their scoreline against Karabakh. Manchester City are 2-0 up and Spurs are drawing, which means it would be City who break into the top 8 and Spurs falling out. I mean, the only thing that's pretty much keeping Thomas Frank in the job is the work that they're doing in the Champions League. There's a foul there for a accidental collision. Rosinha would have been... Oh, that was a bit of a nasty one there, but Malo Gusto trying to win the ball back, just catches him unfortunately. And Alex Merritt taking one flush on the face and not flinching either. And it's a channel pass. Wesley Fofana deals with it nicely. Chelsea are leaving Højlund versus Fofana 1v1. Fofana has to win that duel every single time because of that risk that we are taking. All it just needs to work the one time. So far it hasn't worked, but with those kind of runs and that kind of risk that we are taking, and it's brilliant from André Santos. Santos realized that sometimes Fofana could be caught out. Ken Caicedo loses out on that attempt and goes on the outside. Brilliant turn. This could be 1-1, and it is. That is absolutely brilliant. It's a goal of the highest quality. And Vergara equalizes. And Napoli will feel that they thoroughly deserve the equalizer. The turn, the spin, and the finish is of very high quality. Chelsea were resting on their laurels, but Napoli comes storming back as it's 1-1 now at the Maradona Stadium. That is a special goal from Vergara, man. Great composure shown. Again, it's another long ball forward. Is Højlund offside? They're going to have a look. His first touch was a bit clumsy. André Santos felt that he might have had that under control, but Caicedo loses the duel. And from there, he's got so much to do. That is brilliant from Vergara. But Fofana, he's looked a bit iffy defensively. But we're going to have a look at that first action where Højlund would have possibly been offside. But that turn from Vergara is special, man. Antonio Vergara, take a bow. Sometimes all you can do is applaud. Lovely drag back, lovely roll. The finish from a tight angle as well. Special goal. Antonio Conte will feel that that is justice. Well, checks complete. 1-1, and Chelsea can have no real complaints. Not been at our best in the forward areas, really. Can improve, that's for sure. Here's Reece James now. And Wesley Fofana, for all of his good attributes, is getting caught on a couple of occasions. We need his concentration levels to be absolutely dialed in here. Chelsea now will drop down from that 6th spot. Chelsea now are in 9th. That is not ideal. As I said before, we cannot worry about everybody else's result. We just have to get the 3 points today. Need to play better. Can do a whole lot better. And playing these long balls to João Pedro cannot be our tactic time and time again. Napoli are progressing the ball so much better than us. Caicedo wins the duel, but it's another needless foul. Chelsea in the last 15 or so minutes have been really, really poor. So that once we get that early goal, might have settled in a bit, but it's Napoli who have come out firing. They have been the better side. Full value of the equalizer at least. So just under 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this first half. As it stands, Chelsea in 9th. That is not good enough. That means that Chelsea will need a 2-legged playoff to enter the round of 16. Just before the goal, we found ourselves in 6th, the lofty heights of 6th position in the Champions League group stages. Oliveira loses out to Malo Gusto. Good pass there by Moises Caicedo. Again, Joao Pedro having to do so much work by his lonesome. We keep giving the ball in such tight situations for Joao Pedro, and he's an absolute magician at times. Somehow wriggles away, wins the foul, and it's a free kick for Chelsea. He can do a whole lot better in terms of ball progression. There's Fofana. Finds Reece James. Andres Santos. It was his panic clearance that led to the goal, but once Moises Caicedo loses out the duel and then missed out on the challenge, just felt that Chelsea would be in trouble. Again, why do we keep playing long balls? Come on, that cannot be the tactic, man. Liam Rossinier, I'm expecting better. Might be a foul there by Andres Santos. Possibly is. Nearly knocks the... It's not the Andres Santos foul. Goal scorer Vergara getting a needless knock for him, but it's a free kick for Napoli. Chelsea need to really buck up here and end the half on a strong note, because Napoli are taking control of this game. Here's Oliveira. Scott McTominay with a quick scan and switch. Another magnificent diagonal there, beautifully played, but Chelsea win the ball back. Cucurella and Pedro Neto helping out, and now Neto down the left hand side trying to burst and accelerate. Again stops the attack, goes backwards. Here's Enzo Fernandez, and Chelsea get another goal before half time. It will be much needed. Chelsea simply have to win this game if we are to avoid the playoffs. Might get fortunate in terms of other results, but we cannot be counting on the other teams here. Here's Pedro Neto. I'm not really sure what Neto's trying to do down the left hand side. He's kept it short for Enzo Fernandez. First time really we're seeing Napoli retreat in a very long time. Okay, Neto, go on the outside. Why are you drifting in? It's not like you can use your right foot for any good use from that position. Find himself in the half space. Hold the width. Here's Malo Gusto. It's a terrible pass by Malo. Again, great composure from the Napoli player there, man. Under real pressure. Couple of flicks, couple of drag backs. Get possession here as Reece James. Once again in a battle with Rasmus Højlund. McTominay slips the ball ahead. Brilliant from Scott McTominay. Is he bursting forward? Switches it down the right hand side. Here's Spinazzola. Caicedo's looked very porous in midfield. Not one of his best games. Decent ball in. It's laid off. Edge of the box. Decent strike. It's just wide. It's Vergara again. He could have slipped it to Elmas down the left-hand side, but Napoli are getting closer and closer. Chelsea, since scoring the goal, have been really, really poor. Vergara is always leaning back, but Scott McTominay, the way that he drove the heart of the Chelsea midfield is really concerning. Andres Santos and Moises Caicedo have to do better. Caicedo, it's not been his best first half, that's for sure. It's been a slight dip from Moises Caicedo this month in terms of his performances. Generally very reliable. Here's Neto. Again, why would he play that pass to Enzo Fernandez there, man? I mean, you can see there's two players around him. I know I keep hammering Pedro Neto, but he doesn't. He makes it too easy for me. I don't want to do it, but oh, Enzo Fernandez, that is a terrible pass. Oh my goodness. And Scott McTominay easily bullies him out of the way. Chelsea's first half now starting to be a lot more concerning. Here's Lobotka. Finds Buongiorno. 40 minutes on the clock. Vergara with a brilliant equalizer. Reece James, audacious and very composed again. Lovely first touch and turn. Here's Caicedo now. Okay, not the best of passes, but Pedro Neto having to check his run. Here's Andres Santos. Back to Caicedo. Again, when these two are in their pivot, expecting a lot more solidity. Can't allow Napoli keep running through the heart. And that's a terrible pass again by Malo Gusto. He's trying to be a little too clever here. Keep it simple. Our ball retention in the Napoli half has been absolutely dog shit, man. Feed Estevao as much as possible because the rest of you are not doing much. Here's Jesus, who will be feeling a whole lot better after his handball was unfairly misjudged as a handball, according to me at least. Was a handball, but Chelsea win the ball back, and Estevao nearly latches on to that through pass. Jesus does well against his countrymen. A lot of experience in the Napoli side, a lot of players over the age of 30. Here's Moises Caicedo. Finds Reece James. Sanchez made a couple of decent saves, but he was ultimately powerless to stop the Vergara effort. Why are we playing long again? Cucurella, oh, the latest victim. Well, the latest guilty party, rather. What is Cucurella doing? He looks like he's drunk as Napoli down the right-hand side. Chelsea somehow clear. It is so untidy. Oh, my goodness me. I think we need the half-time whistle right now. What is Marc Cucurella doing down the left-hand side? It makes absolutely no sense. They work it well down the left. Decent cutback, and it's 2-1. It is Rasmus Højlund, and Napoli complete the turnaround. This all comes from Chelsea's own doing, man. It's absolutely terrible, but it's brilliant for Napoli, and Chelsea fall further behind in the table. Højlund at the near post. Liam Rossigna, this is a terrible 40 minutes. We are totally outclassed, totally outcoached. We look like headless chickens out there. We cannot be happy. Everybody has to look at this one. This all comes from Marc Cucurella, man. I mean, just no composure. Yes, there's still a lot to do for Napoli to score the goal. But in on the flanks, Chelsea so poor. Decent ball in. Oh, Wesley Fofana, you're nowhere near Rasmus Højlund. That is terrible from Wesley Fofana again. Look at him. He's not touch tight. What is he trying to do? He doesn't follow the run. Neither does Reece James. And Napoli absolutely deserve this. There's only... it's just shocking, man. This game and this result as it stands will propel Napoli into the playoffs. Chelsea fall further behind. Well, it doesn't really matter if we draw or lose in terms of having a playoff spot, but now the victory is gone, man. I don't see how we're going to score 2 goals. It's a very good pass there by Enzo Fernandez. Pedro Neto loses his balance, somehow keeps it. Ball into the box. João Pedro's header is well over. That was a decent ball in. João Pedro not timing his jump well, but that is a lovely floated in ball. Oh, you're expecting João Pedro to bury that header, man, but it's a little too much height on it. Could have been very easily 2-2, but this is going to be a real problem now for us. Rasmus Højlund's 3rd goal in 7 games. Cannot believe we allowed Højlund to score, man. Wesley Fofana, you must hang your head in shame. Again, I did not like the balance in the centre-back position. As simple as that. It did concern me when I saw the team news, especially with him on the left-hand side, because, I mean, where do I even begin, man? Even if you want to play in a back 3, right, with the same team, we cannot do it, because if Reece goes on the right, it'll be Wesley Fofana as a centre-back, and he cannot pass to save his life in terms of the build-up play. Liam Rossigna has really put us in a real problem. Again, nobody's following Rasmus's run. Look at Wesley Fofana. Why are you marking space? Oh, Caicedo, that's a poor challenge, and it might be a yellow card as well. Caicedo has dropped a generational stinker in this first half, man. He's going to pick up a yellow card too. Not sure who's picked up the yellow card. think it's the Napoli assistant manager. Should have been a yellow card for Moises Caicedo, who has not got his tackling right whatsoever here. He's very late. Again, that is not a foul. He's got the ball. It's the second time that Moyes made the challenge, and it's been judged as a foul. He's got the ball first. Every time he tries to go around the player, and that's why the ref feels that's going to be a foul as Napoli play it short. On the left-hand side, here's Elmas. Drops the shoulder, gets away from Estevao easily. Malo Gusto just pumps that forward. Again, try and build up, Chelsea. My goodness. We've shown zero interest in playing any build-up football. This has been one of the worst halves of football that I've seen, man. It's starting to get a bit concerning with Liam Rossinier. Caicedo does well. Pass. Enzo Fernandez gets robbed. What are these guys doing, man? It's like everybody before the game has had a couple of bottles of wine. Estevao can't find his pass either. This is terrible. Blow the halftime whistle right now. Only Joao Pedro. You're the only one who can hold your head up in this first half. Everybody else, shocking. Liam Rossinier, coach. We cannot just keep playing long balls to Joao Pedro. That is not who we are, and that's not who we can become. Absolutely unacceptable. Having gotten the lead in fortuitous manner, talk about throwing it away. Estevao, decent control. They're going to call that as handball. They possibly are. Yep, just blow the halftime whistle, man. I've seen enough. It's been shit. As it stands, we are 12th. I mean, we were 6th at 1-0, and now we are 12th at 2-1 down. And they absolutely deserve it. Napoli, I have no halftime thoughts. I'm absolutely pissed off. This is shit, man. Absolutely shit. Liam Rossinier, you better fix up, man. I'm looking at you as well. Making all these foolish decisions in terms of centre-back pairing and everything that we've seen. Fix the fuck up. Well, simply put, that was a disgraceful first half from Chelsea. There's just no way around it. It was absolutely poor, and after we got that lifeline, we just look worse and worse. And Antonio Conte has coached circles around Liam Rossini here. We are in real trouble now, and as it stands, Chelsea will have to go through the playoffs because we are not going to win this game. We have to score two in Naples. I don't see that happening. We need to bring on a centre back. It's as simple as that. I mean, Wesley Fofana's defending has been, oh my word, it's been so bad. I can't even begin to explain it to you, but he is not just the only problem. I mean, Mark Cucurella down the left-hand side, he has been so bad. I can't even begin to explain it to you. Moises Caicedo with one of his worst games for us, and what a time to pick it and do it. I mean, it has been shocking. Chelsea can only improve from here on forward. I want to say that, but our build-up play has been just non-existent. We haven't built out the back. We keep playing these long balls forward to João Pedro and hoping that it sticks. That is not going to work, man. It really isn't. We go 1 to 11. Let's go. Rob Sanchez made a good save. He's been playing long balls forward. Powerless for the 2 goals? Possibly, yes. Reece James, decent, but he's left Wesley Fofana by his lonesome. Not good enough for Fofana. Again, I can't say what I actually think. Fullbacks, absolutely non-existent. Nobody's made a run forward in terms of trying to cross the balls in. Again, extremely poor. Midfield has been absolutely pathetic, man. I mean, we can only improve in the second half, and I say that full knowing that Napoli can go on and score again. After we got that lucky pen, I mean, we should have been looking to capitalize, but Antonio Conte has got his tactics absolutely spot on. They've killed us. We've barely created anything. I mean, João Pedro has been cut an isolated figure. Pedro Neto down the left-hand side, forget about it. He put in a good ball in the box. There was too much height on it for João Pedro. Estevao has been on the periphery of things. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Andre Santos, absolutely nope. That first half cannot happen again. We haven't controlled the game whatsoever. There's so much room for improvement. I need to see Liam Rossini be proactive with the changes. If he waits a bit of time here, I'll be absolutely fuming. I mean, yes, he's won all the games, but if you look at the 2 biggest challenges that we had, Arsenal at home at the Carabao Cup semi-finals, we lost that, and we're on course of losing this one as well away at Napoli. So the performance has to be better in the second half. It's as simple as that. Liam Rossini, ring the changes. He needs to make a couple. This cannot continue. I mean, Reece James and Wesley Fofana as a centre-back pairing. I mean, what was Liam Rossini smoking, man, to make that as our 2 centre-half pairings? I'll never know, especially Fofana down the left-hand side. I mean, he's given the ball away. His defending has been lackluster, to say the least. The way that he just allowed Rasmus Højlund at that front post is criminal. And the way that he got turned for the Vargas goal, pretty shoddy as well. But the midfield screening has to be better. Andre Santos and Moises Caicedo have to pull up their socks here. Can we go with maybe, I want to say Enzo and Caicedo in the pivot, but we're losing so many second balls, and that will make us even more porous in midfield if we withdraw someone like Andre Santos off. This is going to be a huge challenge, but I really expect Liam Rossini to make the changes here. If we roll out with the same 11 for the next 45 minutes, I'll be absolutely fuming. I'm looking at the players coming out here. There are the goal scorers. Vergara scoring that quite magnificent goal, and I don't see any substitutes here. This is really, really concerning and borderline unacceptable by Liam Rosenior. He cannot look at that first half and say, yep, go, more of the same. That is suicidal. That is criminal, if that's the case. Well, he is making a change, and it's Cole Palmer coming on for Pedro Neto. Must-win situation here. Again, not the kind of change that I was looking for. But does that mean Estevao goes on the left and Cole on the right with Enzo in the 10? We'll wait and see. But the defense remaining the same does not fill me with any sort of confidence here. Liam Rosenior deciding that he has to throw on our crown jewel in attack here, as the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium will be absolutely buzzing after that first half turnaround, and we're off and running. I want to see how our pressing, our progression and our defending changes in the second half. I can't believe Liam Rosenior looked at that first half and decided that, yep, just bringing on Cole Palmer will be the solution. Looks like Cole will be the number 10 and Enzo will have a free role as that left hand side half space winger. I mean, that is not the right tactic. I'm sorry, but that cannot be the right one. But yep, I think it is Estevao down the left. Cole will be on the right hand side with Malo Gusto providing the width. Enzo Fernandez does well to find Joao Pedro, and that's a foul on Joao. We need to see the link up between Joao, Cole and Estevao Willian. Jesus, who's on a yellow card, has to be careful. I think that's a second foul on Joao Pedro. Chelsea need to step it up here. We need that second goal as quickly as possible. Cole Palmer gives the ball away immediately. I'm very disappointed with the change. I was expecting someone like maybe Chalobah coming on for maybe Malo Gusto, and Reece James goes at right back. Even Achimpong or even Badiashile. There's so many changes that we could have made in terms of balance. I can't believe he's decided to go with Reece and Wesley in the second half again. That's better there from Chelsea though. Andre Santos finds Enzo Fernandez to Joao Pedro. Cole Palmer now just loses his footing but regains his balance. Waits for a bit of support. Checks his run. Finds Andre Santos. Enzo Fernandez now. Here's Cole Palmer. Immediately trying to make things happen for us. It's not been his best really since coming back from that lengthy groin injury. It's a decent pass by Andre Santos. Joao Pedro does very well. And it's a strike from distance. It's well blocked. Cole again. Again, don't want Cole to just be taking aimless shots. That's for sure. Chelsea can't get desperate now. Oh, that's a terrible pass by Reece James, and now Napoli on the counter-attack down the right-hand side for Wesley Fofana. Bails us out. Surely a foul on Wes. That is a terrible pass again. Chelsea's build-up with these two guys and Liam Rosenior's system fills me with so much anxiety. Here's Cucurella, who has to take a lot of blame for that second goal and what he was trying to do. Here's Reece. Andre Santos. Stop playing long balls, please. Look at Joao Pedro battling by his lonesome. Brilliant from Joao. Waits for a bit of support. Trying to do too much by his lonesome. Needs to release the ball, which he does. That's a poor pass. Oliveira does very well and gets away from Malo Gusto as well. It's too late to be taking notes, Mr. Liam Rosenior. The ball clearly went out of play. Chelsea have the ball back. The next 10 minutes are going to be so crucial, because I don't see Antonio Conte's side conceding 3 at home, especially on this big Champions League occasion where Napoli have everything to play for. A win for them will take them into the playoffs. Chelsea will have to go through their playoffs as it results. Lovely first touch there. McTominay easily gets the ball off Cole Palmer. Again, Palmer hasn't had the best of starts. Both Barcelona and Chelsea are losing as it stands. 12th and 13th. With Chelsea and Barcelona. Man, going through the playoffs is an absolute nightmare. Not with the schedule that we have. There's absolutely no time. That is never a handball. It struck the shoulder of Andre Santos, but he's given that as a free kick. Possession stats absolutely level here. And 5 minutes into the second half, and Chelsea have barely made an impact. Here's Andre Santos now. Come on, step it up, Chelsea. We need to play with a lot more tempo and try and move the Napoli players around. It's just all sideways and backwards passing. Need a lot more bravery. It's almost like Reece James is playing as right back, or right side at centre half, with Cucurella on the left and Malo Gusto playing the right winger, holding the width, with Cole Palmer in one of those number 10 positions. But Wesley Fofana as the centre back brings a lot of anxiety. Come on, Chelsea, start playing. Here's Reece. Decent ball. Malo Gusto, please keep it simple. This is the third time you're trying a flick and a trick. Just keep the ball. Just keep passing it simple. Last thing you want is Malo Gusto trying everything in his power, but he needs to hold the width rather than be in the half spaces. Let Cole occupy those areas. Enzo Fernandez under pressure. Somehow keeps the ball. Again, we're forced to go backwards here. This is not a good sign for us. Napoli's defensive structure absolutely elite here. Chelsea not able to progress. Even with the two pivot players close to each other, it's been a real shocker. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo have to step up in the second half. Enzo with a touch around the corner. Here's Estevan Willian. I'm not a fan of him on the left hand side, but needs must by the looks of it. Estevan does very well. Keeps the ball. Might be a throw in for Napoli. It is. Yep. I was not happy with that lone change at half time, and nothing's changed. Nothing has changed. Liam Rossini has got it horribly wrong. Got the starting 11 wrong. He's got his subs wrong. The one game where we needed to be brilliant, as Napoli down the left hand side. It just feels that Napoli are going to get the third here. Rasmus Højlund lays it off nicely. It's Højlund again, full of confidence, as Lobotka has just dominated that midfield alongside Scott McTominay. Here's Di Lorenzo. Lobotka again. Napoli looking so comfortable here. They know that Chelsea don't really pose a threat. They have every right to go out there and try and score the third and book their spot in the playoffs. Jesus finds Di Lorenzo, goes back to Merritt. The PSG are drawing against Newcastle United. Liverpool are 3-0 up against Karabakh. Just puts them in third. Arsenal 3-1 up against Kairat Almaty. Spurs winning means they're fourth. Man City, Real Madrid, all looking to book their spot in the top 8 here as Rasmus Højlund once again wrestles with Wesley Fofana. He's given Where's a torrid time into the 55th minute and nothing's changed. Liam Rosigne, make changes. You have to make changes. This has been a tactical disaster class from Liam Rosigne. Here's Cole Palmer. Again, I can't believe he looked at that first half and thought, yep, I'll just bring Cole on for... Again, Cole just gives it away, man. Just a terrible, terrible start to the second half. Barely laid a glove on Napoli. This is going to get worse. This could be very easily 3-1, 4-1. Name the scoreline in favor of Napoli. Chelsea have been so poor. 10 minutes into the second half have just flown by without Chelsea making any sort of an impact. Lobotka, Scott McTominay. Again, look at Caicedo, just loses out the duel. He has been shocking here. It's another ball into the channel, not having the requisite curl on it. Again, why have we decided to go 1v1 in terms of Napoli keep playing that long ball and just isolating Wesley Fofana up against Højlund? Fofana's had a terrible first half and we're wanting to do more of the same. And Caicedo and Cucurella better step up in the second half. That was as bad as I've ever seen them from two of our best players last season. Nice from Andre Santos. João Pedro with a heavy touch. Again, I do not want to see Cucurella in the half spaces. Neither do I want to see Malo Gusto. If you're going to play this back three, or a back four rather, you better get your number 10s in those situations. Oh, Wesley Fofana, my goodness me. Chelsea get out of jail there, but oof. Come on, Liam, you have to make changes. This cannot continue. This really can't continue. Andre Santos' pass is poor. It's been one of the worst games, and I said that against Parfos as well, where that was just absolutely unacceptable. He somehow got away with murder in the last 10 minutes as Caicedo scored, but this game is going to take a whole lot more. Again, they're just popping it around our press with so much ease. Cucurella and Caicedo, even Andre Santos have been so off the pace in terms of their tackling and closing the ground. Antonio Conte will be absolutely delighted with how his team have responded. Another channel ball. Reese, oh, that's a terrible pass. Oliveira pinches it. Down the left-hand side. Napoli looking to attack. And they keep the ball very patiently. This couldn't be any worse. Thought Chelsea will come out a completely different side in the second. They have. It's been worse. Højlund. Again, pinning Fofana with ease, and another pass which lets the Napoli attack down. Chelsea are getting away very lucky. Oh, finally the double change here by Liam Rosigne. Feel that it's maybe 15 minutes too late, but Andre Santos is coming off, which means that Enzo Fernandez will be in the pivot. And Wesley Fofana is off as well. Chalobah and Jamie Gittins coming on. Again, right changes, but it's not Wesley, it's Malo Gusto rather, 27. Which means that Reece James will go to right back. Fofana and Chalobah as our two centre halves, and that is a side that we do not want to see warming up. Romelu Lukaku will look to haunt his former club. This is the perfect game for Lukaku in the second half, man. Chelsea really struggling, now needing Nothing short of a miracle here. We've reduced a 45-minute half to 30 minutes now. After that, absolutely nothing 15 minutes. We did absolutely nothing. I mean, this was one of my main concerns that I saw. That game against Brentford really sticks out in my mind because of the concern that I had. Because one of our most elite attributes under Enzo Maresca was how we build out from the back. And that has completely vanished. It's gone. It does not exist anymore. It's as simple as that. And we're just playing these long balls to João Pedro. And I mean, bless his heart, he makes so many of them stick. But jeez, man, that cannot be our tactic. With Enzo and Caicedo now as our midfield pairing. We've gone more attacking. It's Gittins on the left and Estevao down the right. Again, why is Marc Cucurella playing in that inverted role and that number 10 position in the half spaces? Just be a left back today, man. Your performance has been quite disgraceful. Here's Palmer. Reece James. Chelsea have got a lot of attackers now. Palmer, Estevao and Gittins. There's Estevao William to Cole Palmer. Decent ball in. João Pedro with a lovely touch. Release the ball. He goes for the strike. Oh my goodness me. João Pedro. Left-footed top bins. That is special. And out of absolutely nothing, Chelsea draw level. João Pedro. Oh my word. He bailed us out with a left-footed thumper against Brentford. He does it again. Chelsea have a lifeline. Come on, Manny. Let's go. I mean, what a goal this is. He has no right to slap that into the top corner on his left foot. That is special from João Pedro. As I mentioned before, during the first half, the only man who deserved something in that first half was João Pedro. And he continues to dazzle. That is a goal out of nothing. It's a screamer. Come on. Yeah, man, he's some hope. I mean, the 15 minutes prior to this almost made me want to throw up. Liam Rosenior, that is not coaching, my friend. You've been bailed out by individual quality. Now, come on. Napoli are struggling here as they give the ball away. Cole Palmer's passing has been pretty shit. Chelsea now will have a lot more balance. Liam Rosenior is going to have to learn the hard way, but he doesn't have too much time to learn on the job. Cole Palmer once again with a incomplete pass, but that time he tried to find Estevao. Estevao tried to just let that go. Yeah, we absolutely need to win it, man. There's no other way. A draw doesn't help us. We still have to go through the playoffs. So we have to win this one. Hook or by crook. I don't care if this is an own goal, the most scrappiest goal. We just need to win. We were 6th when Enzo Fernandez converted his penalty. Then we were 13th when Napoli completed the turnaround. It's Højlund, and that's a terrible strike on the volley. Sat up nicely. João Pedro, his second goal in the 6 games that we have played. A win should get us to 6th or even 5th. Yeah, absolutely. Again, top 8 is fine. You don't want to be greedy and say that we need 6th or 5th. Considering the shambles that we have had throughout this Champions League campaign. I mean, can't forget that 2-2 draw against Karabakh, the opening match week. Marc Cucurella, what are you doing? He has dropped a 0 out of 10. I mean, I don't mind if Liam Rosenior hooks him off and brings out Jarell Hato. Well, please, Manny, keep me posted and keep me updated in terms of the table, because there's no way that I can keep track of that. I mean, that's happening, and Chelsea giving me incredible blood pressure. I mean, man, I hate this club sometimes. They make it so hard. Geez, somehow escape with a victory here. Do Napoli have a soft underbelly? Wait and see. They're fourth in Serie A. 1 win out of 5. Just the 2 wins in the 7 Champions League Group League games. So they've been nowhere near their levels. Barcelona 2-1 up. They've completed their turnaround. Expected that though. Well, Chelsea have about 25 minutes to somehow find a goal back. Is it going to be more individual brilliance? We'll take it. But João Pedro really has given us a lifeline. But the change of Chalobah coming in was absolutely necessary. Napoli are readying a change themselves. Miguel Gutierrez being stripped and ready for action. Here's Enzo Fernandez. And surveying his options. João Pedro. He's been our best player by far. As Enzo finds Fofana. Cole Palmer again. Hasn't really had the impact since coming on at half-time. We know Cole, all he needs is a bit of a magic. PSG, Newcastle 1-1. Madrid down 2-3 to Benfica. What the hell? Jeez, that is, again, not a scoreline that I was expecting. Chalobah just boots that forward. Well, quite the match week 8 in the Champions League group stages with so much at stake. Reece finding Cucurella. Here's Jamie Gittins now down the left-hand side. Gittins surveying his options. Thought about bending it, but finds Reece. Again, a fullbacks finding central positions. Here's Cole Palmer. Finds Estevao. Estevao down the right-hand side. It's the first time in a long time you're seeing Estevao, Cole Palmer and João Pedro. Cole finds Enzo Fernandez. A bit of space. Enzo looking to curl this one in. Well over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Just keep it simple, boys. Just keep it simple for the next 5 or 10 minutes. Sustain the pressure in the Napoli half. João Pedro, everything about that move was so special, man. I mean, the way he kept himself onside, the touch was lovely, assured. Gets it away on his left foot. You maybe thought that just wanted him to release, but he had other ideas. As Gutierrez comes on for Juan Jesus, it's the right call there by Antonio Conte, considering Jesus is on a yellow card. Still expecting Romelu Lukaku to come on. With Real Madrid losing, it doesn't really change them in terms of playoff spots. They'll be in 7th. Yeah, Liverpool, they were 3-0 up against Karabakh, now 5-0 up. Yeah, fully expected that result, especially at home at Anfield. Karabakh made things very difficult for us when Chelsea made that long trip to Kazakhstan. Again, that was a game where Chelsea were outplayed. That was Enzo Maresca's final Champions League game, if I'm not mistaken. And Napoli are just popping this around very easily. That goal shouldn't really cloud our judgment. It's Napoli down the left-hand side. McTominay doesn't really burst forward making those runs. He's played a very disciplined role as a number 8. Ball in. Rasmus Højlund tries to wriggle away. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Yep, a win here will take Chelsea into 5th. But geez, man, we have so much work to do. Manny, what are we going to do, man? I can't do playoffs. It would be absolutely catastrophic considering our schedule. Having 2 more games to try and advance to the round of 16. We were 8th before the match week 8 began. And now we're 10th. Draw doesn't help Napoli either. Here's Cole Palmer. Finds Wesley Fofana. I'm surprised Wes has lasted this long. But alongside Chalobah, he should have a lot more security. Here's Jamie Gittins. Again, that's not the place to dribble there, Jamie. He's given the ball away. Here's Vergara, rolls Cucurella with ease and then finds Spinazzola down the right hand side. Is into the box, ball in. Marc Cucurella, you have to fix up, or Liam Rossinier, you have to take him off. He has been an absolute liability for us. As Trevor Chalobah defends that very well. Marc Cucurella, this is not the game to drop a 0 on 10 performance, which he has. Make no mistake about it. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Corner comes in. Oh, Chelsea don't clear the first ball. Cucurella heads that away. Lobotka tries to head that down. Wesley Fofana, strong play. He closes that down. Yep, Spurs are fourth. I mean, considering where they are in the Premier League table, Manny, it's absolutely shocking, but that's the only thing that's keeping Thomas Frank in the job. Now, what's happening here? There's a Napoli player down in the box, and it's Scott McTominay, I think, that might have got kicked in the crown jewels. Spinazzola down the right-hand side. Very good ball in. Chalobah defended that very well. Antonio Conte will be very pleased with the way this has gone here in terms of what's happened. Again, I don't see the contact on Scott McTominay. Might have been something inadvertent. The referee finds something funny about it, but he's taken a couple of whacks. Scott McTominay took one into the face after Rob Sanchez's miscued clearance. 20 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Chelsea in 10th as it stands. Look at that, much better. Chalobah has defended so well against Rasmus Højlund compared to how Wesley Fofana has. There's Cole Palmer. And Palmer needs to step it up here. We need to see more creativity. He's in his own half as he's tried to play a terrible pass. Reece James picks up the loose one. Now Moises Caicedo. Estevao Willian. Enzo Fernandez left it short, but Cole Palmer does well. Holds off the challenge. Cole has not had a creative influence in the match so far. He's been playing a lot in our own half. Get forward, you're the number 10. What are you doing here? We've got the two pivot players. We've got a back four. Go, be the number 10. Create. Again, Sanchez forced to go long. Lovely pass there to Jamie Gittins. Lovely touch. Kept that in, and Garnacho's coming on, which means will be Estevao who's coming off. Not really sure as to this is the right wing pairing, but guess it is what it is. Caicedo does better. There's Enzo Fernandez. Wesley Fofana, Reece James. Oh, heavy touch, Reece. Not been Reece's best game either in terms of the assuredness on the ball. There's Trevor Chalobah, finds Marc Cucurella. And the change I would have made is Jarell Hato for Marc Cucurella, really. Cucurella cannot be dropping performances like this. Joao does very well. Estevao in the central positions. Try to just knock that forward. Again, where's the pressure? Why is Reece... Again, the positioning has been all off. Not been happy whatsoever. Oh, that's a giveaway there, and Joao Pedro's pinched it here, and it's Estevao Willian. Takes a couple of extra touches, and he's been bullied off the ball. And it's a foul given against Estevao. Estevao has to go for the reverse there. Buongiorno does very well, but if Estevao plays the reverse, Cole Palmer had a lot of space. Ah, that's poor from Estevao Willian, and I think his number will be up now. Scott McTominay doing very well. Yep, Estevao off for Alejandro Garnacho. And it's minutes management, I guess, for Estevao Willian. Alejandro Garnacho, if there was ever a time for you to endear yourselves to the Chelsea fans, this would be it. Napoli give the ball away again. It's been pretty shocking here. It's Cole Palmer on the ball. Nutmeg to Enzo Fernandez. Enzo, why are you trying to shoot there? That's terrible decision making. Second time Enzo's decided to shoot. And both times, it's been absolutely terrible. Come on. Expect better. There's a yellow card coming in for it for Reese? No, it's to Elmas. Into the 75th minute. This is going to be a nervy 15 minutes here. Again, why is Enzo looking to shoot there, man? I mean, that is such a poor decision. That's a clear yellow card. Well spotted by the ref on Reece James. That foul by Elmas. Well, Conte can still bring on Romelu Lukaku as he's chasing the winner. Spinazzola has gone down. Not sure as to what happened there for the not Spinazzola, rather Di Lorenzo, the Napoli skipper. He looks in some pain here and discomfort. This would be a real knock for Antonio Conte's men as Aurelian De Laurentiis, the Napoli boss, the main boss, one who owns and pulls the strings, watches along here. Di Lorenzo is in considerable pain. He's still not gotten up. Romelu Lukaku just prowling down the touchline, waiting for his number to be called up. Missed a large variety of the season. Chelsea having a mini team talk here with the players. Reece James urging for more. Final 15 minutes remaining as Di Lorenzo is in tears here. Really unfortunate for the Napoli skipper if he's not able to continue. Enzo Fernandez opened the scoring in the 19th minute courtesy of the pen. Chelsea received in a fortuitous manner. And then Napoli completed the turnaround first by Vergara with a brilliant bit of skill to get away from Wesley Fofana and bury that with his left foot. And then of course Rasmus Højlund making that near post run. Again beating Wesley Fofana with ease. Turning that past Sanchez for Napoli to have a 2-1 lead at half time. Joao Pedro getting us a goal out of absolutely nothing, and it was in terrific fashion. Left-footed slap finish. 8 goals in the Prem, 2 in the Champions League. 50 million well spent for Joao Pedro. The rest? Not happy. Again, why is Garnacho and Gittins going to be on the same side here? This is very strange. Expecting Garnacho or Gittins to go on the right hand side. Here's Wesley Fofana. And keeps the ball comfortably. Chelsea starting to get a bit more possession. Enzo Fernandez turns away from Lobotka. This might be interesting for Chelsea as Fernandez can't find his pass. Lobotka does very well. Moises Caicedo. Slightly better second half. Manny, you're hoping that Kuku's going to score the winner? Considering the game he's had? Don't bet on it, my friend. Oh my word, Cole Palmer eased off the ball from Oliveira. Cole Palmer's had a nothing second half really. It's Napoli on the left hand side. Wesley Fofana defends well. Yeah, Cole Palmer, especially after that groin injury, and that it really does knock a lot of your attributes when you're carrying something of that sort and you don't have surgery. It can really limit your mobility, your ability to turn in tight spaces and have that burst of acceleration. Again, I'm not really sure as to why Garnacho and Gittins are on the same side here. One of them has to hold the width down the right. Don't expect Cole Palmer to do that. And a long ball played. Might be offside. Yep. Højlund is offside, but Chalobah's defended against Højlund so much better. There's Garnacho. Could have very easily gone to Napoli, as Napoli did show interest in the former Manchester United winger. Enzo Fernandez finds Joao Pedro. Again, not an accurate pass there by the number 20. Meret looking to just boot this forward, which it does. Napoli could have done a lot better in the second half, I feel. Probably just ceded control. Better from Chelsea in terms of dominating possession. Especially the last 10 or 15 minutes. Here's Jamie Gittins. He's got an overlap in Garnacho. Gittins, what are you doing? That is terrible from Jamie Gittins, man. Okay, need him to be decisive, not just be tentative and, be caught in two minds. We're really running out of time. We've created nothing in the second half, man. Nothing. Merritt has just had to pick up the ball from the back of the net once because of that Joao Pedro stunning equalizer. But other than that, we have created absolutely nothing. And yep, man that we were dreading is going to come on. Romelu Lukaku getting about 10 minutes. Again, Cucurella gets rolled with ease, but the pass, Napoli's passing in the second half has really let them down because they've gotten into decent areas and situations. Their passing has been substandard. And talking about substandard passing, Moises Caicedo gives the ball away. 10 minutes plus added on time remaining. Chelsea must win here. Possession 50-50. But Napoli will feel that they should be winning this game. Now the channel pass. Cucurella. That's certainly a foul on him. What are you complaining about? Just get on with it, Cucu. You have every right to complain, but you shouldn't be complaining. Just get on with the game. Linesman urging Cucu to calm down. Well, Chalobah and Fofana are going to definitely face a completely different proposition in the last 10 minutes. Clever pass there by Cole Palmer. Reece James bombing on forward. Garnacho might be offside. Napoli players appealing for it, but it's Garnacho. Cut back to who? Fernandez making the late run, but he was never going to get there, and the offside flag eventually raised. Again, where is Cole Palmer, man? Look at where Cole Palmer is. He should be in that number 10 position. He's playing on the right. He's operating in our own half, and a double substitution for Napoli coming on. It's the former Chelsea man. Romelu Lukaku as Elmas and Spinazzola make way. And the two players coming on for Napoli is Lukaku and Bukema. Sam Bukema and Romelu Lukaku adding fresh legs. As Romelu Lukaku. Well, yep, going with the front two now. Napoli need to win this match. Is that going to open up a bit more space for us? That's a clever pass by Cole Palmer. And Joao Pedro down the right-hand side. He's got Garnacho for support. It's Joao Pedro! He's done it again! He is absolutely unstoppable. And Chelsea do complete the turnaround in the second half. Cole Palmer turns provider. Garnacho made the worst run possible, which forced Joao Pedro to take matters into his own hands. It's a lovely touch around, and then he finds the bottom corner. It's an expert finish, and Chelsea complete the turnaround. Come on, Manny, come on! How the hell have we managed to complete this turnaround here? Rasmus Højlund has been bullied off the ball. And Cole Palmer does so well here. Enzo Fernandez's pass. Joao Pedro plays the 1-2 with Cole. And then Joao Pedro's off. Look at Alejandro Garnacho's run. It is so bad that Joao Pedro has to go by his lonesome. Takes a touch away from the substitute. Well, we always have to do it the hard way. But this would be quite the turnaround. A stunning turnaround. Come on, Manny. Explain and educate the table now. Well, Romelu Lukaku was brought on to try and get the winner, and now Napoli need to score 2. Napoli are going to fall further behind. Their Champions League run might just end here with Antonio Conte's former club sticking in the dagger. 6 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Napoli now playing with the front two. Chelsea's defence has to stay elite here. Ball into the box. It's fired by Scott McTominay in poor fashion. Well, to be fair, in the second half, Napoli have not threatened Rob Sanchez once. But things can change very, very quickly. Well, Chelsea in 6th and Napoli in 30th with that Joao Pedro goal. Joao Pedro, 8 goals in the Prem, 3 in the Champions League. This brace, his most crucial goals for us. What an elite finisher. What an elite footballer Joao Pedro is, man. Oh, Garnacho, that would have been a suicide pass. Thankfully, Caicedo bails us out. 5 minutes plus stoppage time remain. Chelsea in terms of midfield control have been slightly better. That pass. Garnacho finds Jamie Gittins. Chelsea looking to control the situation here. Would love a fourth, really. Sanchez's pass is risky. It's very risky, but that's a foul. Cole Palmer getting one on the shin. It's going to be a sore one for him, but Cole Palmer playing that pass to Joao Pedro, turning out to be the killer pass. Gutierrez trying to be touch tight as the Napoli fans, who have turned out in numbers, might be seeing their Champions League hopes absolutely vanish here. Yep, we are in 6th. Forget about goal difference, forget about everything else. Just win the game, close this down. Joao Pedro acting as the leader, galvanizing the troops in terms of the structure. Antonio Conte, what do you have up your sleeve in the last 4 minutes plus stoppage time here? Can we play a long ball forward? Ooh, Lobotka's caught under pressure. Nearly give the ball away, just boots that forward. Reece James wins the header. Here's Moises Caicedo to Enzo Fernandez, driving forward. Enzo Fernandez does brilliantly, waits for a bit of options. Clever back heel there to Jamie Gittins. Back to Enzo. Gittins again. Here's Jamie Gittins. Not had the best time since coming on. Trying to isolate the full back. Gittins. Oh, he's gone for a back pass instead again. And safety first from everybody involved. Chelsea keeping the ball nicely though. Here's Enzo Fernandez. Finds Rob Sanchez. Come on, 3 minutes plus stoppage time. It's going to feel like an eternity, but Chelsea have done so well here. Again, Sanchez tries to release the pressure with a long ball forward to Jamie Gittins. He can't bring that under control. And the front two of Rasmus Højlund and Romelu Lukaku will be looking to get the goal, but a goal won't be enough for Napoli. They need 2. They needed a win. Lukaku immediately shut down there as Joao Pedro, now looking to turn provider, finds Cole Palmer. That is surely a foul on Cole. It isn't. This time Gutierrez gets the rub of the green. Here's Scott McTominay to Rasmus Højlund, the 2 former Manchester United players. That is a terrible challenge by Wesley Fofana. What are you trying to do there? He's trying to prove a point to the referee that Cole might have been fouled, so he decides to commit the foul on a yellow card himself. Again, that is zero IQ play there from Wesley Fofana. Yep, that's a clear foul on Cole. I absolutely understand the frustrations. But now, Napoli, out of absolutely nothing, have an opportunity to put the ball into the box. Wes, come on! Napoli decide to play it short. Benoit Badiashile has been readied here as Chelsea look to just hold on now. Romelu Lukaku, couple of touches have gone away from him. Enzo Fernandez, clever pass. And now Alejandro Garnacho down the left-hand side can run at the Napoli defense. Here's Garnacho, waits for a bit of support, does the right thing. Keeps possession, gives it to Joao Pedro. Garnacho again. Cucurella. That is certainly a foul. Brilliant from Joao again. His ball manipulation is just at another level, man. That is absolutely cynical from Buongiorno. Right in front of Antonio Conte as well. Well, Badiashile will be coming on for a bit of extra security. I think Joao Pedro's time might be coming off. I mean, Talk about bailing us out. He absolutely has. Final minute of normal time. Chelsea nearly there. Making heavy weather. It's Jamie Gittins who's coming off. I mean, man who came on in the, 65th minute has been hooked. Jamie Gittins, you really need to improve. We know all about the raw materials that you have, all the talent, but geez, man. I mean, I don't think it's a personnel decision, because Chelsea need to make a bit of defensive substitution, bringing on Badia Shield. It's the sacrificial lamb, but Jamie Gittins has to do better, because since he came on, nothing, no impact. Into stoppage time now. Come on, 5 minutes of stoppage time. Chelsea have to see this through. They have to see it out. Manny, what's the post-match dinner menu? I think there's some Chinese in my fridge. I'm starving. I really need to eat, man. Again, the switch of play should be comfortably gathered. Again, Napoli's passing has been poor. Marc Cucurella, what are you doing? He has played a terrible match, and it's another needless free kick to give away, man. It's a chance for Napoli to put the ball into the box. Again, terrible from Cucurella. Liam Rossini has to watch this 90 minutes and make Marc Cucurella watch his 90 minutes again and tell him that you cannot perform like this again. This is stressful time as Napoli have a free kick. They've played it short here. Here's Vergara, gets away from Cucurella, ball into the box towards the fast take. Oh, it's a real melee. Chelsea somehow clear. Oh, I had my heart in my mouth there. Is Chelsea about to just kick that away? Throw in for Chelsea, egg fried rice and butter chicken. The Vicar special. I like it. Oh, Chelsea got away with murder there. Again, nobody defending the fast stick. Reece James falls asleep completely. Buongiorno had a free run. Defending at the back post. I've said this before and I'll say it again. It's one of the worst you'll see. Not just in the Premier League, but possibly in Europe. Again, Chelsea just need to keep the ball here. Just frustrate Napoli. Di Lorenzo, he's been pinched off here as Cucurella, again, not happy as to why Cucurella is defending so high up the pitch when Chelsea are trying to lock things down. 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. How are we going to somehow find ourselves in the top 8? As it stands, we're in 6th. Here's Lobotka. Shifts it onto the right-hand side. Here's Vergara now. Up against Cucurella. Cucurella, please do one thing right today. Ooh, it's not a foul, thankfully. He's won that challenge clean as a whistle. Enzo Fernandez, careful, very careful, please. He's given the ball away. It's a throw-in for Napoli. Chelsea need to do better in terms of securing the ball here. It's not been ideal. It's really on the ropes here. Napoli now trying their very best. Try and feed one of their strikers with the ball into the box. Need to double up here. Cross comes into the box. It's headed away by Trevor Chalobah. Brilliant. Come on, Garnacho. Don't lose the ball there. He has. Vergara onto the right-hand side. They do manage. What a save by Sanchez. And that all comes from Alejandro Garnacho, showing absolutely zero IQ, man. Idiot. Fucking brain dead, that dude, man. I've seen enough. Just get him out of the club. Talk about no IQ play. Chelsea have done it brilliantly. Suicide. Sanchez thankfully bails us out. Fucking Garnacho, man. Stop buying from Manchester United, Chelsea. I beg you. I don't ask for much. Jeez, man. Final minute of stoppage time. Amount of brain-dead decisions Chelsea have made in stoppage time. I mean, Cucurella's one, Garnacho's the other. Hideous twins down the left-hand side. Here's Vergara. Garnacho does well this time. Wins the ball. And now run for the corner now. Don't do anything foolish. Does he get the throw in for us? Yes, he does. I think Antonio Conte is pretty much resigned here. The Napoli side are going to be knocked out. Not going to find themselves in the playoffs. 2 wins out of 7. Nowhere near good enough. Losing 6-2 to PSV. Losing to Chelsea now when they are 2-1 up at home in a must-win situation. Nowhere near good enough for Antonio Conte. He's got the reputation of being an absolute boss in the league, but in Europe, it's not the same. Look at Garnacho there, man. I mean, this could have very easily been... It was Lukaku as well. Jeez, the script was written. Good ball in there by Di Lorenzo. It was straight at Sanchez, and Sanchez bails us out. Sporting 3-2 up in the last minute. It's absolutely crazy as a full-time whistle blows at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Chelsea somehow completing the turnaround in the second half. Joao Pedro with a sensational brace, a left-footed thumper, and then a right-footed effort right into the corner as Liam Rossignol guides Chelsea into the round of 16. It was a hard battle, but we somehow managed to get all 3 points in a must-win situation. Full time at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. After Napoli had the lead, they blow it, and it's Joao Pedro's show. 3-2 full time in favor of Chelsea. Come on! Manny, I can't believe Barcelona finished ahead of us. What the hell, man? Barcelona with a 4-1 victory find themselves in 5th. Man City in 8th. Well, that's 5 out of the 6 Premier League clubs in the top 8. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs and Manchester City. 5 out of the 8 clubs in the top 8. Real Madrid dropped down to 9th. Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Sporting Lisbon. Can you believe it? Sporting Lisbon in 7th. I mean, spare a thought. I mean, only the Manchester United fans won't, but spare a thought for Ruben Amorim, man. I mean, how did they manage to get into the 7th? We beat Pafos. Is it because we didn't beat Karabakh? I think that's the result. Because we did beat Pafos 1-0. That Moises Caicedo goal in the last 10 minutes got us the 3 points. But Chelsea somehow managed to get all 3 points. Alright, Manny. Thanks a lot for joining in, bro. Really appreciate it, my friend. Enjoy your egg fried rice and butter chicken. I'm going straight to the fridge to attack. This is not even dinner. This is my second dinner. See you, bro.